So we need a motion to adopt the minutes of March 7th, 2016.
So moved.
Chris moves. Mar seconds.
Yes.
May we, if there's no further discussion, may we take a vote?
Mr. Sprackman?
Yes.
Mr. Mucher?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
There's your
Okay.
brain picture.
Yeah.
We moved it out of the office last week.
5 years ago.
I didn't know that we did that. Okay, motion to approve payment of the bills to the tune of $23,983.40, with $2,328.96 coming from general, $14,379.91 coming from fire, $64.34 from cemetery, EMS billing $3,865.31, road and bridge $3,344.88.
Move that we approve.
Second.
If there's no further discussion, may we have a vote, please?
Mr. Crockett? Mr.
Yes.
Sprackman?
Yes.
Mr. Mucher?
Yes.
All right. Correspondence received. Let's see, notice from the Department of Commerce, permit renewal obligations referring to the liquor permits, I believe. Email from-
Obligations or objections? Objections.
I have no objections.
We don't carry
I still didn't have any objections.
any.
Email from the Auditor of State EOS regarding 16th Annual Emerging Trends in Fraud Investigation and Prevention. Great Lakes Bloom Spring Meeting Announcement. Information letter from Bricker and Eckler. CareWorks Comp Route Rating Program offer. Should we discuss that, or is there, no? Okay. Notice from Ohio EPA regarding biosolids site transfers. Email from Otarma with a calendar photo request. Grassroots clipping, monthly newsletter. Email from SAM, expired registration. I didn't see that.
Well, fire department took care of that. Margaret took care of it with the fire department today,
Yep.
as we speak, taken care of.
Email from 2014-2015 audit manager.
Yes, we're just about to get audited.
Just about ready to pay for it.
Yeah, it might take them a year.
Yeah. Okay, long-range transportation plan meeting. Emails from Greene County Association. 3/4/16 legislative clerk. Regional Planning Coordinating Commission Executive Committee March 16th meeting announcement. And let's see, emails from Otarma regarding 10141 Clinton Street contract and coverage. Email from Clifton Clerk regarding same coverage. Email from Mark Hunnable requesting record retention statement. Emails from Mark Hunnable and Annalisa Piercy requesting township documents. Email from prosecuting attorney Hayden regarding the request and legal regarding the request from Mark Humble and Lisa Piercy. Let's see. Email from YS Community Access Television picking up meeting DVD. Fund status, revenue status, and appropriation status for March 21st. And our fire department, our fire chief is not here. He did leave us a report.
Have a report. Have a resolution too.
Yeah. Okay. Let me read the report for the record. Let's see, activity since last meeting, 33 EMS incidences and 8 fire incidences and 7 fire safety inspections. As far as the fire station update, nothing to report. Appointment of volunteer, resolution 2016-08. I recommend that the board approve resolution 2016-08 for the appointment of Clifton resident Kyle Hendrickson as a volunteer. Kyle is not currently certified but interested in both firefighting and EMS certification.
I'll move that resolution be adopted.
A second.
Okay. The proposed resolution has been, a motion has been made to accept it and it's been seconded. So, if there's no further discussion, may we have a vote?
Mr. Spracklen?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Expenditures, payroll, $6,789, Visa, $2,249.81, Servlet, $59.90, Claim Links, $132.01, Beaver Creek Township, $1,916.67.
That's for the radios, of course.
It's, how many payments for it? Do we know?
36.
36.
It's a lot.
Yep.
We got a lot of radios.
First Advantage, $74.40, background screening. Veteran, $349.34. Camp Safety, $49 for bulbs. Treasurer, State of Ohio, $150 for the Marks fees. So we pay a fee on the phone system.
I'm not sure what it is.
Marsh is a radio.
Right, it's the radios, but we pay the state for some sort of administrative.
Okay. Copeland Roofing, $2,587.50 for roof repair.
Still leaks.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I heard.
I heard a drip in his office, yeah. But there's not even, where's the water coming from?
It can
Leftover.
accumulate
I
in the
guess.
insulation and things and then show up
Oh.
well after the time it rained.
That's what was happening.
So the roof might be repaired, but there's still water.
Right.
Okay. A&E David Company, $72.85, uniform items. Office Depot, $274.96. Community Mercy Occupational Health, $80 for drug screens. Time Warner, $105.34. Employee care of Miami Valley Hospital, $160.20. Downing's Hardware, $50.46. Public Safety Center, $467.88. Arrow International, $355.03. Tom's Market, $38.11. DP&L, $72.66. And that's the entire report.
So much for the theory that time flies when you're having fun because your clock stopped.
Excuse me.
Why?
It did stop.
We're having such a good time.
It was slow when I came in,
Then you need a new battery.
because the one in the office was almost 7, and this had 10.
Yeah, it's not going at all.
Yeah, we'll just. We'll look at
Well, you
later
guys can
on
keep going.
when the meeting's over.
We'll say.
Yeah, it's not ticking, it's not talking. It's doing nothing.
Okay.
Now what are we gonna do?
Look at something, look at the outside, I guess. Instead of watching the
All
clock.
right. If there are no questions for the fire department, may we move on to, let's do cemetery and road report.
Okay, let's do Glen Forest first.
Doesn't get more exciting than that.
We had 2 burials at Glen Forest since our last meeting. Ashes, nothing. Lloyd Kennedy, I talked to him the other day, he wants to replace that tree in the center, the first one, in the new addition.
Oh, we talked about that.
We did. We want to talk about it again.
But he wants us to pay for it.
$100. Don't mind talking to you first. Oh, wait.
What happened to it?
And, it like a lot of water under it, you can move it, you know, water under it, it's dying, there's one branch.
Oh, okay.
How long's it been there? Did you buy it someplace?
2 years?
Oh, yeah, it's been easily 2, maybe. But you think part of it's dying?
Oh, it's done.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I thought it was just crooked.
Well, you know that the one part, yeah, it's a leaning tree, and
Yeah.
the top part didn't bloom, didn't have any leaves on it, like the upper branch.
Uh-huh.
Well, none of them have, I mean, there's one little branch, looks like it might have leaves, it's dug around it.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and do that. I thought he just wanted to replace it because of leaning.
No, it's done.
So are you gonna replace it with a different type of tree?
I think the same thing, I think. He said he could get one for 100, because last time we talked, it was like $160.
Yeah.
He gets some special deals.
He said he could get one for 100, so, you know,
Yeah,
am I okay?
yeah.
I gotta meet Roger in the morning, he's gonna get a bid on spraying for dandelions
Mm-hmm.
in the new addition and along 68 up through the iron fence.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 areas, I'll meet him in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You still want to, you still interested there?
Mm-hmm.
I'll meet him in the morning. And I gotta meet Sherry Walker in the morning for a flush mount headstone. I'm gonna bring it down there. It's $100. That's what we charge. So I'm gonna put it in the building. I told her I'd try to get it in this week, but I couldn't guarantee it. But she was okay with it, so I'll meet her in the morning. That's all I had for,
That's good. I was afraid that one was gonna go by the wayside. But they're gonna memorialize it, that's good.
yeah, I talked before about headstones, that they finally were able to afford to have it done. So
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna pay me one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we talk Clifton now? Had a burial there Saturday, Mr. Heller. Pretty good size, with about 15 cars.
Yeah. Is it real wet?
Yeah, it wasn't, yeah, it was wet, it was snowing,
Yeah.
rain and snowing. But
I wasn't sure what time it was, but I knew that.
it was a 10:30 service and they got there about 12:30. And, they didn't stay too long, maybe half hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
I was back to the shop at 7 o'clock. But yeah, it was a little damp.
Yeah.
I was worried about the dirt getting wet, but it's a good thing. Have we heard from Letha? Has she talked to Mrs. Cooper? Maybe I'll just stop and talk to her and stuff.
Well, she did tell me go ahead and cut those trees down. Yeah,
She
she
did?
talked to Jerry Cooper,
Okay.
and I thought you meant it was about something else.
No, about the tree. that-
Yeah, she said to cut those trees down, anything is dead or in danger. If you cut them down, they will be dead.
They will be dead, no doubt. So I took the three little, in the fence down, but I didn't touch those until I heard for sure. So
Well,
I'll-
those big ones are dead.
They're dead.
They can reach that building if they fall down. They will eventually if they don't come straight down. A lot of times they fall apart, come sort of straight down, but you never know.
Well, I'll go ahead and get started on getting down. I haven't talked to John about that one in his woods yet. So it's better.
And he knows about it, but it'd be nice to just touch
Yeah, I'd
base,
like to
but,
talk to him and just
yeah,
make sure it's all right, because he might want the wood.
no, he definitely wants to win.
That's why I kind of thought lay it down, maybe just kind of push it back in the woods for him or whatever.
I'll see if I can get rid of the other one. You still.
I'll bring them out and stack them up there somewhere if they want them.
I'll call a guy. I know a guy that takes stuff like that.
I'll put them there. So.
Maybe John take me one.
Pretty much stuff on his property he usually wants. Like down front, there's two down front we're gonna take down, he said he'd take that. So, cut it up and leave it there. He'll take care of it. Well, I'm not cutting it in the fire with it.
Yeah.
He knows that, cut it into 6, 8 foot legs and he can do what he wants. So I can get started on the trees then, right? And I called Larry to get that number for the other number, but he didn't call me back.
Oh,
Are you gonna call and talk to him or something?
no, I promised the Catholic cemetery that I'd,
Oh, man. I talked to Ken about that, he had asked me, and we talked one day about that. I said they got in a pinch and they needed one dug, I mean, I'd do it for them, if they got into a pinch. They need one right there.
yeah, but they're gonna need somebody permanent, so I said,
Right.
these were the people we had, I just didn't have their contact information, so. They don't have anybody there they need it for, but they just obviously need to.
We
replace it.
wanted to replace the, right, and I said, well, if you get one that comes up and you need it,
Mhm.
I could do that for you pretty quick.
Built the building. Did you get it sold yet?
I'll get back from you.
Call-
trying.
Call him again.
I will. I'd like to get that deal wrapped up. Okay.
But the deal with this, that was the cement guy?
Yeah. Trying to work a deal where he wants a building on his property, he wants to put up a building, and
Mm-hmm.
his idea actually was to pour a slab for the building, and I can't kind of pin him down a little bit.
Yeah,
We've talked twice, and he's supposed to call me back.
yeah.
Well, I guess good. He's probably gonna be busy. But that's okay. You can still do it.
Well, last time we talked, he said, well, even if it's gonna cost me to tear it down and put it back up, I said, whatever it costs you to put up, it's not my problem.
Right.
We have a problem if we don't get it sold.
I keep asking people if they're interested in the building. Can't wait around with him to make up his mind. So, if anybody interested, it's still on building. It's gotta go.
Yeah, there's no hurry.
No, but I'm trying to,
Yeah, I know, move things along, I
I'm
understand.
trying to get it.
Sure.
I'll keep going.
Be nice if he could trade it. The only expense he would have would be the cement. And just,
That's what we're trying to work out. Just,
yeah, I know, but his labor is not all that much. If it's like my labor, it costs kind of free. All we have to do is pay for the cement.
okay. We're gonna start mowing next week.
I did call a survey guy, and he said he would do it, be out there in a month or so. Called me, pretty busy right now. He said he could do it.
What could we?
He said he laid all that off. I think I know he said 1,500. But
To do it? That's-
I'm not real
I
sure
thought
that
it
was
was more
100%
than that.
firm, but I think so.
That's to lay out the road and the grades?
We just gonna lay out the graves, right? And we'll kind
Yeah.
of decide where we put the, so we
Lay
can
out the grade-
maximize.
You lay out the grades and leave room for the road. Same thing.
It's not bad price, is it?
I thought it was really
I
well.
like to. It's quite a bit more just to lay out the property itself, you know?
Well, he had all that done, so all he's gotta do is, over there, the grades along, the old part, are they marked clearly, so he can just,
In section D, I can find him some markers. That's the section we need to lay it off from.
but there's markers there that he can start with and move across.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
Right. And so where section D starts, I mean, because C and D, there's an offset on them. So we need to stay on D, that way everything will be, and the rows will even actually pretty well line up toward the building where section C ends. And it only makes sense, I mean, section D is the latest layout, so we should just kind of, we can just take it on up.
Why do they call it the Reed edition, you know?
That's who gave it to him. And Lottie Reed that gave it to him. It has something to do with her, Lottie Reed.
And is there a Buick lot?
Yes, it's in the old section.
It's in the old,
Mhm.
because we've got, well,
Yeah, we just done Ashes there earlier this year.
yeah, I think
So
so.
we done him, we placed him, I think Dave was here when we placed him.
Where?
If you're at the building now, it's right back here to your right of the building in the old part.
Yeah.
I'll show you if you want.
Yeah. Sometimes I do, because I've got some records that I didn't know where the Buick lot was. And where's the old church lot, or section, or near the old church something? I've seen references to that.
Well, there's, the church actually set right behind where our building is at one point, but before that, it's set up where Reverend Pogue is, where the trees that broke the, yeah, that's where
Mhm.
because the top of his vault, whatever they call that, was actually a pulpit or something that he stood on.
Really?
And then
Oh.
we moved it to there, back to where right behind where the building is now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the church set second time, and then it moved up up on the curve.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you sometime, interesting.
Yep. Make sure everybody's in the right spot.
Wasn't actually moved twice, it was rebuilt.
Well, yeah, it's set up closer to the front where Reverend Pope's buried.
Yeah,
Supposedly
that was
he's
the
buried,
original one, I didn't know they moved it.
and they had moved it back to about right behind where the building sits now.
Did they move it or build new?
I'm assuming building it. And then it went up on the hill where it is now. The back part is part of the brick off that. You know where you go downstairs in the back of that grill?
Mhm.
But yeah, supposedly some of that brick is from.
Really?
Because we had a brickyard up there, they made bricks up in the cemetery.
Now's on the foundation where we're gonna build a road,
I don't know. Probably not.
probably logs or something. Either way, that's what air hammers are for.
We'll get a road, we'll get a road.
Now, what was the reference to logs?
Well, if the foundation may have just been logs, this is, may have been a log church. Well, most things were, better gone.
In 1800, or rock foundation or whatever.
Might be some interesting archaeological find. Breaking that dirt.
Place to,
If they put graves where the church was, you don't want to do too much poking around, but you want to push them.
Okay.
Well, I'm officially ready to take on all students for the software. It's, you know, it's as ready to start being used as it's gonna be. So, I mean, your system out there,
Right.
you're hooked in, and I changed monitors, so it has a nice fit. It works like this one, and it works fine, and so we'll just have to get to it, get you hooked up with it, and
We're gonna need some instruction.
get you some instruction, and I guess that includes you if you want. and
Yeah, I
anybody
mean,
else
you
may
know,
want.
if I pick up a phone call and I can look it up,
Mhm.
we could just make a little cheat sheet
Yeah, it's,
Well, I'll have to write something down.
it's pretty-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I need to write, I need to write it down.
like a lot of stuff, there's tons of things that you can do, but just going in and looking up an occupant or a grave is quite straightforward. So,
Cool, I don't know.
That's neat, because I get the occasional question. I've got one by my computer now.
Somebody looking for someone?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't remember.
It said home though, it's on your computer, right?
Oh, it's at the shop.
Yeah, sure.
well, we'll make it down eventually.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
Okay, if there are no further questions about the cemetery or the road,
I've got
let's
something
move.
on the road, can I talk about road?
Yeah, please.
Clifton has requested, they want to chip seal Water Street in front of the mill. And they know if we could tag it onto our, and I said, yeah, we haven't had a meeting yet, so we can add. So I'm gonna measure it for him, and it's gonna need a little wedging. So I talked to him.
Chip seal?
They want a chip seal, so I'm gonna
In
call
front
him,
of-
give him a
in front of
price,
the
you
mill.
know, a ballpark. I explained to him how it works, you know, I'll figure
The
it,
county wedge it for them?
county or Bath, maybe,
It's doing one block or the whole street.
just from 72 to the flag, just in front of the mill.
Is that what he called?
Yeah. So they want to chip seal it, and he said, we gotta do something with the holes. County might wedge it, I don't know, I can talk to WT, maybe they wedge for him. And then all they have to pay is the material, same with Bath, I mean, they just pay us material, so. Which route do you want to go?
I'd rather the county do it,
I'll talk,
because,
I'll see if WT will do it.
yeah,
Yeah. But we can add the chip seal to our,
yeah.
and then they'll just pay us for,
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Think?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we can add to our, we don't like us to take away.
Yeah.
Let's see, and, gonna try to do some potholes and finish up Lamont Drive. Let's see. Other than that, it's pretty,
What's happening out at Lamont?
gonna dress that ditch up and leave it open. We're just gonna leave it open. I thought Mr. Osborne was in agreement with it, so that was okay with him. So I explained what we do, yeah, okay. I gotta put a little piece on the end of Steve's, because part of his driveway. We got the stuff. I cut your tree down last week, your cherry tree on Houston Road.
Did you?
There's another one's gonna come down, just past. Can you see it? It's just past Porter Drive.
Yeah.
It's a big cherry, bark's falling off of it. I think it'll stand for a while.
Is that what you're using Jimmy so much for?
Got a lot going on.
I noticed he had some hours.
We've been doing some stuff there. And right now with him mowing, and I still, I don't know, got some things going I can use some of that, so. Don't mind, I'm working a little bit. Okay, thank you.
And you're taking this Friday off?
I'm taking this Friday.
This
I
West
take-
Friday,
I'm
yeah.
not, I think I'm off till senior awards,
Mhm.
how long it'll take, take a day. And then you know on the 7th,
Mhm.
I'll be taking, and then
Mhm.
I think it's the 18th,
18th,
to pick her up.
Yeah. Well,
Anything comes up there, I'll work it out, so it's covered.
it's gonna be snowing by then.
Well, Mark asked, but it's gonna be spread, so.
Yeah,
What are you piling dirt up back there for?
I'll just, there,
Uh-huh.
behind the building.
Yeah.
Kind of saving it, I was kind of putting it there, because if we ever put the tile in out front of the building, out in the front,
Mhm.
to eliminate that ditch, and the
Mhm.
tile between the two buildings, just as cover dirt, but I can make it go away.
I just was wondering if you were saving it for something.
Yeah.
You.
Because we talked about, running the tiles down the west side of our lot,
Mhm.
between the two Quonsets, and then
Mhm.
bring a tile from his over to our, in front of our place.
Mhm.
Because we had talked about putting the drive straight out there at one point.
Mhm.
So I just been storing it there. If you need some dirt,
I didn't know if because you moved, because you're putting the new building in, you don't have a place to put dirt in Clifton, and we might potentially then end up having a huge pile there at some point.
Oh, I won't let it get huge. I've been dumping, and actually part of that's like from Glen Forest.
Mhm.
Like when we take the top part off the grid, the sod, the first few scoops,
Mhm.
I can't get back in there. It's too wet to go back and dump across the street.
Mhm.
So I just been running it out there and I can figure out how to use it there someday.
Mhm.
And if I need some dirt, I got some there. But I won't let it get any bigger.
Mhm.
Any further questions for Dan?
Not I.
Okay, let's move on to the ever exciting fiscal officers report.
We're gonna adopt the permanent appropriations tonight. The few changes that we discussed at the last meeting have been inserted into the appropriations. And, so we just have a resolution to pass. And I can read it. It's resolution 2016-09. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Miami Township, Greene County, Ohio, that to provide for the current expenses and other expenditures of said Board of Trustees during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2016, the following sums be and the same are hereby set aside permanently and appropriated for these several purposes for which expenditures are to be made for and during fiscal year. Now, therefore, the Miami Township Trustees approve these permanent appropriations and direct the fiscal officer to submit these sums to the county auditor.
I make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. If there's no further discussion, may we have a vote?
Mr. Spracklen?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Beecher?
Yes.
I will get these to the county auditor tomorrow or soon. And, I'm getting a new printer tomorrow from the state. So they're delivering that. I don't know when the new computer's coming. What else do I have to say?
The new printer hooks up to the new computer?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming it will hook up to the one we have, and then, I don't know when the new computers are coming, somewhere down the road, but, anybody, I don't know, what are we gonna do with that computer, that printer in there?
Well, if it's not printing any better than what
I
it's
think
printing.
it probably needs it needs a new cartridge thing, probably, you know, that's all,
Wireless.
No.
yeah. It's big too, it's like a small refrigerator.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know, do you guys need a printer out there?
no.
I'll say something, I have the last printer that you have,
Two
and
new
I've
ones.
never put any more toner in it, it's still printing.
I can set it up in the building if you want to store it.
We don't want to store it.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't, I don't.
You use it or throw it away, or give it away.
Give it away.
Give it away?
Right.
That's fine, somebody to give it to. How would we do that?
Yeah, well, of course, all the people that are watching, that'll be
Right.
watching this will probably be inundated with requests. They're lining up at the door right now.
Well, draw numbers.
If we don't find a home for it, we can always take it to the county has a electronics collection
Mhm.
recycling
Right.
operation every couple months. We can
Yep,
get rid of
I've
that.
been there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of drawing a blank, I think, I'm not sure if I'm missing any reports,
Uh,
but I need to make,
You're asking them
You said, did
whether we
you,
want a pre-audit meeting.
oh, right, yeah, that's on there. Mhm.
I personally don't. It's just
I think we, in the
just
past,
another
maybe
charge.
have discussed, we've had a pre-audit meeting to try to get some sort of ballpark commitment to what our costs are gonna be. In the past, I think we've done that, but I don't
Does it do
personally
any
need
good?
one. Oh, pardon?
does it do any good? In other words, you can't contract the audit, they're gonna charge you what they're gonna charge you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but I just,
And they
I
charge
wanted
us to come to the pre-audit meeting,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, yeah, so.
so, yeah, I mean, well,
You gain anything.
I just wanted, it's not solely my decision, so I just
No.
wanted to ask you all.
Yeah, for me, I mean, we've been through this enough times, there's, I don't think there's anything,
No questions,
we
right?
don't have any issues that we want them to address, and I don't really
Right.
feel like I need any information from them.
Right, and they did ask some questions, and I answered them. They just want to know if we had any major changes in our operations from the previous audit, which we have none, and if there's any scheduling concerns, and there are none, because none of us are gonna be retiring that I know of, or gonna be gone for an extended period of time. Really, it's just about me anyway. So,
It's
that,
always about you,
no,
it's always about you.
So it'll start in April sometime, is what my understanding is. And, what else? Just,
We don't qualify for the expedited version, right?
no, that's like the cemetery does, Clifton Cemetery does, and that's, how small that is, it's, all right, maybe a dozen checks a year.
So it's just, is it the number of transactions or the total dollars that?
I think, I suspect it's the number of transactions, because, it's just, there's hardly anything to audit. Sometimes
So-
there's no
so-
financial activity in a whole month, so.
So they notify us as to which entity qualifies for the expedited.
Right, and I have done the expedited thing with Clifton Cemetery. But Glen Forest Cemetery will just be a part of our, the rest of the audit, will just be part of it. I did fax the form requested by VFIS regarding, cyber liability, and, wanted to know if we wanted that additional coverage, and I did. Mark, we signed it and we sent it off, because I did check with Otarma, and we're covered in that department. And so, I did send that off, and, that's about it, I guess. Working on some communication with Otarma and the Village of Clifton regarding 141 Clinton Street, which is the fire station in Clifton. Clifton's insurance carrier wants some verbiage in a contract that, and in the insurance coverage that we currently don't have. So we're gonna need to create, the Village of Clifton is gonna need to create a contract that will include the correct verbiage, so that an Otarma will review that, and then add that to our policy under additional insured.
And they do understand that's their responsibility to create it.
I haven't talked to her personally, but, to Sue,
Yeah.
but, I think she will be understanding that,
Okay.
yeah. What other business are we taking care of? Any questions?
There was a questionnaire about a discount for insurance purposes. I'm trying to remember.
Are you talking, was it, CareWorks comp?
Yeah.
Yeah, our VWC thing?
Mhm.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that yet. I think, are we with, Frank Gates?
I don't think we're with CareWorks, that's what
Right.
that's my
Yeah.
original.
I think we've been doing Frank Gates for a while now.
Mhm.
But I'll give Frank a call and see what he has to
I'm
say
just
about,
curious.
that. Probably won't talk to Frank directly, but somebody.
One of his people.
Yeah, one of his people. And, but because the quote that they gave us seemed kind of low for a Bureau Workers' Comp annual, right, payment, so, anyway.
Mhm.
That's the only question I have.
Anybody else?
No, I have none.
Chris?
We probably could dovetail yours with Richard's, in as much as I think he needs to be kept abreast or given a copy of the information of the public records that you will be providing,
Absolutely.
and from his end too, also.
All right, so
And
Margaret
yes-
and I shouldn't give out the same thing or whatever.
Well, just so we can work, it's something that needs to be worked on, together.
Now, I haven't had any
Um,
requests recently.
Right, well, what you haven't seen is a recent request of Miami Township documents from Mark Heinebel and Lisa Piercy, and some of them are boarding BZA related primarily, right? I don't think that is a planning commission, I don't think, I can't remember what else is on that list, but
Zoning commission.
there's a list in the other room and, in our communications, and we can look at it.
Because I had a request from them sometime back for any BZA minutes, and I went through all of our records that I knew, everywhere I knew to look, and gave them copies of any minutes that I found. And then I told them that I had spoken with John Whitmore, and I had, about getting whatever notes and or minutes that he has in his personal possession. And it just, working with John is kind of like molasses in January. It's a slow process, and I imagine eventually I will get those. And when I do, if any of them are minutes, I will pass them along.
Well, that is part of the request, is formalizing the information that you were gonna get from Mr. Whitmore. So if you could contact him again and prod him along a little bit, that would be helpful, because we
I
wanna.
have done that twice in the last week. I haven't gotten, I got the furthest when I bumped into him on the street and we talked a little bit.
I did see him
Phone
in Grand Cuisine
messages
today, and I
don't
almost said
seem
something
to work
to
so
him.
well, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Well, there isn't a specific timeline, to my knowledge, in our revised code for response to these requests, although, there's this general timely,
Well, yeah.
requirement, so.
Well, and I
eventually-
don't know how this works when they're not in our possession.
Right, certainly.
I'm sort of going beyond the call of duty here, but that's fine. It makes sense to me to try to get whatever John has and file it in some way. But I don't.
well, I'll just make sure you get a list, you get a copy
Okay,
of the
well,
list.
yeah, you can, if it's an email, just forward the email to me. And then I'll have the information, or we can meet in the office, whatever you wanna do.
It's in on the table. What else?
The only other thing that I had was, you and Mr. President need to remember that our next meeting, you need to be sworn in. So let us not forget.
How do we swear you?
Your new bond is
It's in my desk drawer.
in there.
It
Okay.
was present.
So what do we have to do to swear you in?
You have to give me a bonus and a party. It's a joke.
Well, the state is gonna give you a raise, the party, that's another, that's another thing.
Yeah. We're gonna have a very short meeting and followed by a reception. All right.
I'm all for the party.
Well, apparently, apparently we got Richard down here for,
Well, yeah, Margaret called me this morning because a township resident was expressing concern, and in part he felt that it was a zoning matter. I had spoken with him on the same subject a year ago. This is the owner of the property on the corner of East Union and Hyde Road. The property that Don Lewis had for sale for some time and finally sold, and this guy bought it. And he was upset last year because he felt that his environment was being compromised by farming activity across the road, and that he noticed on the zoning map that a strip of land all along East Union Road is zoned residential, which is correct. And he said, well, the residential code doesn't allow farming. That's not a permitted use in residences. And I said, yes, that's the way it's written. However, there's two things that you need to understand. One is that effectively, the state doesn't allow us to regulate agriculture in any way. And second, in our code, and in case you ever need to cite this, it's on page 28, 4.2, exceptions to restrictions. Nothing contained in this resolution shall prohibit the use of any land for agricultural purposes. Da-da-da. Goes on a little longer, details all that. But it says it in black and white in our own code. It's not something that you have to, research in state law or whatever. And I said to him, these are the facts. I can't do anything from a zoning standpoint. You might want to talk to the person that farms the land and coordinate in such a way that, if you feel like it's there's a problem, then maybe you can schedule things so that you're not at home at the time that this is happening, or whatever it is. But that was the best information that I could provide. But anyway, Margaret said that he seemed upset and he was planning on coming in tonight, and so I thought, well, I'll come and at least address my side of the issue and give you the background. But for whatever reason, he's not here.
He's not here, right, and he, I thought for sure he would at least be dropping off a letter expressing his concerns, but I have not received that either, so.
I will say that there's a strong possibility that I actually won't be here at the next trustee meeting. So it's not such a bad thing that I'm here tonight. However, other than Joe Jardulo's building a little barn on his property there on Houston Road, I issued a permit for that. The zoning commission didn't have a quorum, so it didn't meet. We had sort of a work session sitting in the hall, and both Mark Hunnebell and Lisa Piercy were there, and they provided us with all of their research/suggestions for how to write a better bed and breakfast regulation in our code. And they were thanked for that, and that is just about where the zoning commission is right now in going through the agricultural section. So that was essentially a positive gathering. We can call it a work session since there wasn't a real meeting. Actually, we might have had a quorum if it hadn't been election day, but Joe Fulton was there, but he didn't really want to stay if we didn't have a quorum. So he left, and then Dale showed up because the line for voting had been so long that he had been delayed. He didn't want to give up on that, but it all worked out probably reasonably well because we gathered this information from the folks. But those are the only important updates I have.
We might go back to the issue of farming, that any material was put on that field that he claims drifted over,
Right.
that was supplied by people that are trained and tested and have a license from the state of Ohio, and they keep details such as wind speed, time they did it, nozzle size, which determines drift to a great extent. I have their number here if he wants to call.
Okay.
It's True Point. 937
Write that down.
462 8341.
I think he's unlikely to call me based on what Margaret told me. He felt like I didn't give him any satisfaction. So I think that's why he's going on a different tack. But if he does, I will certainly provide him with that information.
You can also give him my number.
Okay.
But primarily, tell him that that was done by people with a license from the state of Ohio.
Mhm.
And they have details about when it was done and what was applied. And we also need documentation of damages.
Okay, so yeah, if he has to somehow document the problem.
Beyond that, I attended a meeting at Bryan Center about, a couple of people were there about, from the Attorney General's office last week, talking about handicapped entrances to buildings, civil rights, and a variety of issues. I can't say that I learned very much, but they were very nice. Were there in an effort to help us instead of charging.
Right citations.
Yeah. So that was an hour meeting, like that last week.
Okay, are we, any more questions for Richard? Are we done with the zoning inspector?
We can go back to.
Anyway, feel free, the person we're talking about is Joshua Mabra, and should he contact any of you directly, obviously handle it any way you want, but if you want to refer him to me, feel free to do that. Margaret's now is up on this as I am, so if a call comes in, she knows what's what. And certainly that land was being farmed when he bought the lot.
Certainly was.
That has been farmed for several years.
It's been farmed for
And
safe to say it's been farmed longer than the house has been there.
any chemical applications or whatever has been done by this same company for several years.
Okay.
So he can go back several years with this company.
And it's actually regulated by the state, is that the?
Well, Lamar is saying that the process that the people that apply sprays are regulated, or they're certified by the state.
By the state.
to operate.
But as a township, do we have any control over farming? That, from what you said, is absolutely not.
Well, no, I think it's probably fairly safe that we have little to nothing to say about any sort of farming practices. But we recognize, if you read our preamble to our agricultural section, we acknowledge that farming can cause all kinds of headaches. It can be noisy, it can, just for example. And that's something you should know if you're going to live in the agricultural district. Now, this is a situation, he didn't buy a 3-acre lot out in more rural Miami Township. He bought a lot that's next to other residences, that's zoned residential. But the fact of the matter is that unless we decide to do something that I don't think is practical, which would be to try to do some kind of zoning that created buffer strips between residential lands and agricultural lands. But I don't even think if we did that, ultimately, as the code says, I could I don't know, what would be a good example? I could live on Lamont Drive, okay? And I could farm and spray my backyard or my front yard if I wanted to. There's nothing to stop someone from practicing agriculture on any land in the township.
Now, as far as polluting and that sort of thing, that's another.
Well, that's not our concern.
Right.
If you're concerned about groundwater contamination or something like that, that's EPA. That's not the township.
You might also ask him how he knows it came across East Enon Road and not across Hyde Road.
Well, yeah, where it was coming from.
There's a cornfield right across Hyde Road.
It sure is.
Okay.
Go back to fist bumps for a moment. I
Yeah.
didn't, yes.
I go backwards.
We are.
Nice
I did-
meeting.
I-
Sorry.
Yeah, we are gonna.
It's a good news, I think.
Okay.
I did notice that we received substantially more than 50% of the distribution of the real estate tax of 2016.
Yeah,
So
maybe-
far in the first distribution, we received like 60+% in most of the categories that it was at.
So you get a little investment income from that?
Yeah.
Well, so maybe we'll get another 60%.
You should, the way taxes went up,
Thanks, Norm.
you're more than 60%, like 200%.
Okay, standing reports, so the first one is NVRPC, the TAC.
Thanks for bringing that up, Preston.
Not attended the NVRPC Executive Committee meeting and the Board of Directors meeting, were attended. Very interesting, whatever happened, that was a long time ago. The Greene County Regional Planning and Coordinating Commission had an excellent meeting, and we did discuss, and we will discuss tomorrow, because it was only a week ago, and I remember, two subdivisions that are being proposed for both in Sugar Creek Township, which I'm surprised has any vacant land left at all, but they're filling up as quick as they can, because one of them is a 300 resident, 300,
That's a big one.
yeah, and the other one's a 210 something or another. Both of them were large. Both of them had been put on hold back when the economy was slow, and they've just got pulled out and dusted off, and they're ready to break ground. It's amazing. Mill seems fine, and I'll pass that along then to Lamar and Mark. I'm not sure how you guys are splitting this next one. I forget.
Well, on the Miami Township Community Resources, there was no meeting there, but there was a meeting about the revived Financial Sustainability Committee. And I think personally that it's going to take a few meetings. They had their second meeting this month, and they'll have their third meeting next month. So, I think it's going to take a couple of meetings for it to settle into working. But there was no meeting on community resources, and
What about your split senior citizen? I forget. Somebody was doing local, somebody was doing county. Is that what you were doing, Laura? What's the deal?
who's doing
I
county?
don't remember.
County. As far, and combined sort of local stuff, I've been planning on stopping in on Friday morning, and I have not done so. Senior center.
Well, how can you have a senior moment when you're supposed to have a senior moment?
The good thing is, there's always another Friday.
And the thing is that I suppose it would be a senior moment. I forget that I'm supposed to do that. But I think that what I want to do is to see what they want us to do, whatever areas we as the township can help on and interact on, and see if the seniors are getting services in the township.
Anything further about the cemetery that you wanted to add?
No, we're just working on it. The building is coming another week or so, and this coming week maybe. We're gonna build it, scheduled for April 4th.
They're delivering on the 31st.
That's next week.
Delivering what?
Yeah.
Next Thursday.
Next
Said he'd be
Thursday.
bringing in late next week, and we're gonna start on Monday.
Materials.
Probably taking a couple of days maybe.
Couple days to deliver.
To build it.
I think a week.
A week.
They said.
What are you gonna do, send one guy?
With his arm in his sling?
Well, cost us the same either way.
That's great. Any additional standing committee reports? Any additional information on that? If not,
We do have, maybe I missed something, I have a resolution here
what's that?
from the fire department, or did we do it last week?
We did.
Ooh, Did
Did it
we do-
about half an hour ago.
We did?
Yeah.
Not the appointment of a
Different one?
volunteer personnel?
Kyle Harrington,
Yeah, that happened.
Yep, you seconded it, Lauren.
Kyle's official.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I guess I had seen him on.
This is routine. This is routine.
This, we had another one. We had two of them?
No,
Two
just-
resolutions tonight.
Okay.
One from the
Two
fiscal
resolutions.
officer and one,
Yeah, I knew the fiscal officer. I
Alright.
was here for that.
Okay, how about?
but thanks for checking, because we don't wanna miss it.
You gotta watch me.
Any new business?
I don't have any, thank you.
Any old business?
I have none.
I move adjourned.
Second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Does
I
anybody,
am-
does anybody have the time?
the time is 7:58.
Whoa.
Thank you.